Tory TV. It's myself, Aldo, and the big question is, was Sunday Liverpool's worst performance of the season? To discuss this, I've got my usual friend, brother from another mother, the Norwegian Red, Alvid, and we've got Fingers McGuck at the bottom. Young Ben, how you doing, mate? Good man. Oh, he's giving me a thumbs up, not a finger.
I don't do. I wouldn't do fingers. That's a bit
that'll be coming later on, I should imagine. But, good evening, brother Alvid. How are you doing?
I'm sick, as you know, but I'm doing okay.
Yeah. And how are you feeling, Ben? You all right?
Yeah.
Considering?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. Well, as we ended the stream on Friday night, and we said at the end of the stream, hopefully we'll be in a better mood on a Monday night than what we had tonight. And unfortunately, we find ourselves no better 72 hours later. Because, yeah, as everybody can see, the whole world knows, Liverpool basically give Tottenham a present. They didn't only give them a present, they put it in a box and put a fucking bow around it. With the goal from Richarlison, the thorn in Liverpool's side, who simply won't go away. So we're going to start tonight dissecting the game from Sunday. Where it went wrong, why it went wrong, what went wrong. Not can we put it right, because that's simply not going to happen for me. So to kick off tonight's proceedings regarding Sunday, I'm going to hand over to my brother from another mother. All right, you can start proceedings. How do you feel about Sunday? You saw, and I'll take it away, brother.
It's nothing new, to be honest. We've seen this all season in one way or another. And that's the issue. It starts at the bench and it ends on the far side at the King Kenny stand. It's the tactics. It looks like he's lost the dressing room, and also it looks like there has to be an issue when it comes to training or lack of training, because on the club we played 120 minutes every game without any issues. Now the little air we have in the balloon is gone out after 60 minutes. It's energyless. It's not moving. It is it's a lot of things. It's not just one thing, but it trickles down from one thing, to be honest.
Starting 11.
I think the starting 11 was okay again. This Dominic Szoboszlai on the right back, it has to stop. I mean, I don't know how many times we've talked about it, but when you're dumb enough to take off, I mean, I understand you take off Wirtz because, you know, Champions League game and he's back from injury, blah 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 blah. But when you then continue to play with the best midfielder we have on the right back, I mean, you are the stupidest man without hair in all of fucking England. I'm so tired of it. The moment we subbed off Frimpong and Rio and Wirtz, we had absolutely nothing. We had 5 minutes with the French baguette and not hitting anything. But other than that, we were motionless. It was disgraceful, to be honest. Of course we could have or should have scored the goals in those 5 minutes, but the tactical dispositions, in my opinion, is outrageous. And I just want to say one short thing before we give it to the young prodigy Ben here. We have Gomez at centre back. Okay, that's fair enough. And he's the only one that does long throws. But we didn't do it now because he wasn't the right back. I mean, fucking come on. I mean, he and Dominic Szoboszlai can switch places for 2 seconds so he can throw the long throw. But just because he now wasn't the right back, well, we don't do long throws anymore. I mean, the tactical disposition of the ball fraud, I'm going bald myself because of watching this shit.
I'm already there. Ben, what are your thoughts on Sunday, mate? Starting 11, the first half, and the game in general.
Well, I mean, I do have to kind of point it out that I can only really talk about the starting 11 and stuff I know about the game that I was told from people who did watch. I didn't watch it. I only saw the highlights as well. If you remember, I was out.
Yes, you was out. It was a big day, wasn't it? Which surprisingly enough, a lot of people stayed away. And I don't know if you know this, lads, or not, but there were still tickets available for that game on the day on general sale.
Yeah, there's like 3,000 tickets or
Yeah.
something.
First time this season.
Wow. And I thought nobody could get the tickets because of all the tourists.
First time this season they've gone on general sale.
Anyway, so on the starting 11, I had, other than some of like way back, I had no problems with what I saw in the lineup. It was a good team. Rio started. Gakpo played central, which I've been saying for months. Gakpo is central, playing central, and he will play better. Not to a Liverpool level, to a tolerable level.
I thought he had a decent game, Gakpo, to be fair.
Yeah. And I'm going to go to where Harold said that when Birch went off with Rio and Frimpong, I'm going to disagree. To shoot you down, and you know, why you think I like to shoot you down all the time. But Wirtz yesterday, from what I was told and what I saw, was not good enough.
Oh, he was non-existent, to be honest with you.
I'm not saying he was outstanding, but the little creativity we had went off on that substitution that he was involved in. I'm not saying he created everything, but the little we had.
He's had better games.
From what I've heard and the little bits I have seen, it's taken Rio off that kind of killed the game for us, because he was taking Paro on, he was giving the right hand side nightmares.
But I mean,
and you had the Frimpong who could challenge on the right side as well.
Yeah, I mean,
but also from what I heard is that Rio looked absolutely legged and goosed from the 60th minute.
There was nothing left.
Yeah. And that's expected. He's 17 years old, or freshly 17.
Yeah.
He's not able to play 90 minutes yet. Frimpong's just come back off injury, and you know right now he's a constant injury worry. So we've got to manage his minutes.
Yeah.
I'm not saying the substitution was bad or wrong. I'm just saying that what the little we had went out the window.
I'm not criticising the opinion. I do think it's a good opinion to. You are right on the general basis, but it's just that what I heard, Frimpong wasn't actually that good as well.
I mean, for me, before I get on to the game, did you know that at this point last season we had 73 points?
Yeah.
Man United had 37. We're now 6 points behind them, and that's a swing of 42 points in a calendar year.
There's been a swing of negative 22 points for Liverpool from this time last year
and we've dropped 11 points on giving goals away in 90 plus minutes this season.
And that's because we're not fit enough.
Well, it makes me ask the question: what are they actually doing in training? Or are they doing any training?
I can answer that for you, because on Twitter, someone who used to work for the club, Chris Williams, and he does know his stuff, and most of the stuff he has said has been true in a way in the past. So he is reputable. And he said that you'd be surprised how little the players do and how many days off they take.
Well, why do you think that is?
Well,
Slot.
That's because Slot
giving them too much time off.
Yeah, we are the Donald Trump of football. We are spending more time golfing than anything else.
Yeah, but you know what?
At least Donald Trump attacks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, but
he misses a lot as well.
He's Nunes.
Well, you know, I mean, getting back to the game for me. I mean, you know, Spurs rocked up at Anfield on Sunday, and every single one man and his dog had basically, even the British press, even the media, everybody had written Spurs off on Sunday. They hadn't given them a prayer. and they're all saying this is Igor Tudor's last game. Now, for me, Liverpool have saved Igor Tudor's job for the foreseeable. How long it will be, unless it's until after Sunday. That's nothing to do with us because we don't follow Spurs. But, you know, I mean, Tottenham come to Anfield. They've not won since the 28th of December. They're still the only team in the Premier League wants to win a game in 2026. They've lost 6 games on the bounce. They've not won at Anfield since 2011. And they turn up, and the amount of space that we give them in midfield and the attacks that they had 2 big clear-cut chances, and they had 7 more chances than we had.
And how many players did they miss?
They looked to threat every time they got the ball.
Yeah, and then they had half the team as well injured, suspended, or somewhere else.
13 players out injured.
Yeah.
They didn't have a full quarter of substitutions.
No.
And the thing is, Joe Gomez had an absolute fucking nightmare for me. He was awful. Andy Robertson, for Robbo, all I can say, not in defence, because why he didn't try and head that ball clear for the equaliser is beyond me. But his body is not listening to what his brain's telling him, because his body can't do it anymore, for me.
The equaliser, from what I heard, was on Gomez because apparently
it was on Andy Robertson.
No, it was not on Andy, because there was no. Wait a minute.
The thing is, it all started with another fellow in midfield, right? Who was trying to take on 5 players every time he got the ball. The amount of times he lost possession was unreal, and he lost possession for the goal, McAllister, and they went route 1.
Yeah,
right? But it was only a matter of time before Richarlison was going to score. You know that, and I know that. And
I agree on that one, but the point is, it was a duel before the ball went down, and there was some shoving, and then the ball came down, and it just hit him. He didn't. It came over the big fellow. He didn't see anything because of the shadow, and the ball just hit him, and that's an unlucky bounce. To be honest,
have a look on the stats at how many duels McAllister lost.
Yeah, but no, I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about Robertson.
The thing is, I watched the replay, all the highlights on YouTube, and I saw that all of it unfold. Like Robbo, sometimes, I mean, like he's in his 30s, he's a bit washed now. You can expect him to miscalculate things. You expect it. Whereas Gomez, he's not that. I mean, he's injured.
It wasn't a miscalculation. It was the duel. They were traveling first.
Can I finish?
No.
Sure. Gomez goes to try and help Virgil van Dijk, who's dueling Kolo Muani, who Virgil would have dealt with regardless. And it leaves Richarlison in acres of space inside the 12-yard box, 18-yard box. That's the problem. Yeah. You're a centre-back and you're wandering off. But at the same time, like you said, they had so much space in the midfield.
Yeah.
We wonder why. Because our best runner is a right back.
But the thing is, when you watch the full game, we were okay unless I've watched a different game, we were okay until the 43rd minute. From the 43rd minute onwards, we were absolutely horrendous. Honestly, Ben, for me, the best thing what could have happened in that game on Sunday was that Spurs equalised before half time, because we'd have come out better. We didn't. We came out worse. For me,
but we can't come out better because, as I said, we are poorly trained. We don't have the energy. We don't know what the fuck we're going to do. And the reason why Gomez is wandering off is the same reason why Konate is wandering off, and everybody else is wandering off. But they don't, because they don't trust each other anymore. They don't know who's going to do who, and that is why we have these spaces. Because he's not going to do it, so I have to go. Oh, we will both went, and that's the problem. We don't trust each other enough anymore because there are no clear roles or tasks given on the players, or at least they don't listen to the manager.
But the thing is, we know the players are poorly trained. That's a given. We've seen that since last February, really.
Well, since the end of last season. This has been going on since the end of last season.
Yeah, so we've seen it for basically a year to the day.
Yeah.
Now, where we've been struggling after the 60th, 65th minute. So,
Yeah.
and you know, and you can visibly see in the replays, or if you was watching the game live or whatever, that McAllister and Robertson were tired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got Kirkers on the bench. Bring him on. He's a bundle of energy. Bring Neone on earlier. I don't know what it is with Slot, and I've said so many times. His reluctance to use Neone instead of McAllister.
Yeah.
Why? Bring Neone on so much earlier, and we would have won that game because he would have added energy.
I mean, we went 1-0 up from a great free kick from Dominic again, but it was pure goal.
It's not a great free kick.
He should have saved that, to be honest.
Yeah, that's not a great free kick.
If he'd have taken a big step to his right, he'd have saved that, no problem. Yeah. It was shocking, you know. And the thing is, the only creativity we had was from two players,
Rio,
Florian Wirtz and Rio Ungamoa. And the creativity they did, what they were doing and what they were creating, the rest of the lads weren't getting on the end of it, or they weren't making anything out of it, right? Because Porro, I don't know, he's probably still having nightmares about that 16-year-old, because Rio Ungamoa was phenomenal.
Yeah, it was.
But, you know, and I've said if you're young enough, you're good enough. But the only thing I will say in Arnie Slott's case is, at the moment, the way him and the coaching staff have handled Rio Ungamoa should be applauded. A lot of people have wanted him to play earlier, but you don't want to burn him out. It's the Premier League. He's 16-year-old. It's only 12 months ago he was playing for the under-21s. So he's progressed pretty rapidly, to be fair, in a year.
And there's plenty of examples in our own academy of youth players who have come through and played too much football. Dan's, Bajcetic, Trent's showing signs of decline now, even though he has been going for 9 years and whatnot. But Trent's showing his signs of decline, even at 26, 27?
Yeah, well Jane Dan is playing for the under-21s tonight, apparently.
No, he got subbed off half. He got subbed off after 28 minutes.
With a hamstring.
Yeah. That guy can't catch a break, he's so unlucky. But at the same time,
he's the new Bajcetic.
Yeah. I think there's no such thing as a new Bajcetic. Dan's unlucky. Bajcetic wants to be a content creator.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. They're both out a year at a time. That's the issue. The reason doesn't really matter.
The only thing they have in common is they both won't be Liverpool players after this summer. Let's say that much.
Yeah. But my point is, we also do substitution. We do a defensive substitution to save the 1-0 lead. Now we all know that is not the timing he did it in is not outstandingly outrageous or wrong or anything. But the point is, we've learned in the 12 months now that we can't defend the lead. Now we do that, and they score a goal, obviously. And what do? Well, he throws in Chiesa, the only player we have on the bench, one of the many he doesn't trust.
Yeah, but on the Chiesa point, though, have a look at what time he brought him on. He brought him on with a minute to go in stoppage time.
Yeah,
60 seconds to go. He brings Chiesa on.
Yeah,
seriously.
Some quick cardio.
Yeah.
If that's not telling one of your squad you don't trust him, then I don't know what is.
I just still don't get the hesitance to bring Kirkers on, because from again, I know I've said this a few times now, from what I've seen, it was so clear that we needed energy in the defence from the highlights I watched.
I mean,
it never came. Why?
The second half. The thing is, Tottenham started off really, really bright, and then as the game went on, from the 43rd minute on, from 2 minutes to half time, and the second half, you'd have thought Liverpool were fighting relegation and not Spurs. That's how it looked. We made Tottenham look a really good side on Sunday afternoon. Now, yes, they've got away with a point. Congratulations, Spurs. Did they deserve it? Yes, they did. Both teams got what they deserved. You know, you can look at it as a football fan or as a Liverpool fan, but you've got to hold your hands up and say, this was coming all second half, and we did nothing to stop it, nothing to prevent it, and neither did the coach, and neither did the players. So, see, I could ask you two guys now. After the real thing that winds me up the second half is we are so poor. We're making the same basic mistakes, game in, game out, and this has been happening since we lost to PSV and we lost to Nottingham Forest. I think this defeat on Sunday is as bad as them two games. This is the worst performance of the season for me. Absolutely. Hands down, this is the worst game we've played all season.
I can't tell them apart anymore.
I'm not disrespecting Tottenham in any way, though.
No, but the thing is, you're right in every point, like from a context standpoint as well. Like you said, Tottenham haven't won a game this year.
No.
Factually speaking, they are the worst performing side in the big five leagues right now.
Yeah.
And they came, and not that it means anything anymore right now, because Anfield fear factor is completely dead and buried.
There is no fear factor.
Yeah, Slots killed it. They came to our ground, and for 45 minutes, all I saw on Twitter was Richarlison equaliser bingo.
Yeah,
but my point is, it looks like the players don't have the energy due to training or whatever it is, and they just want the season to end. And it looks like, can we just get this shit show over with and start afresh?
So, the thing is, before you move on to whatever you're trying to get now, it does look like a lot of it is easy to say that it looks like a lot of these players are now like, oh, the World Cup's in 2 months, 3 months time, let's just stop caring. But the thing is, if what that guy on Chris Williams said was true about Slot giving players so much time off, I reckon once Slot's gone, we're going to see a lot of articles from Ornstein, from Joyce, of players briefing them and telling them anonymously that Slot was one of the worst trainers they'll ever have, ever, and that the sessions.
But you know what they're going to say. That whoever comes in, and I'm going to save it for the part when we come on to Slot. But whoever takes over, you'll see the players going on their accounts and saying the intensity's back in training and we're enjoying it again.
Yep.
Well, why are you not enjoying it now? You've still got a fucking job to do.
Yeah, but I wouldn't perform well either under a boss who's an idiot.
Right, but I'm going to ask you two guys an honest question now, right? Now, please give me an honest answer. Don't. When I say give me an honest answer, don't. I know you're Liverpool fans, but try and look at it without any bias if you can. But here's my question to you. After what you saw on Sunday and the two performances against Wolverhampton Wanderers, the defeat in the league and scraping through in the FA Cup, right? When we did the Champions League draw and I predicted we'd lose to Galatasaray, do you seriously see Liverpool winning on Wednesday night after what you've seen yesterday?
Yep.
I
Really?
still think we'll come through.
On what?
Look, I think Galatasaray do not have their best defender. And like I said on the stream last week, them losing Davinson Sanchez, from people I've heard, is as big as them losing Osimhen. You can smile all you want, but these are people who support Galatasaray and watch them every week. And they're sat here saying, without Davinson Sanchez, they're one of the worst defensive teams in the world. Like, even a team so out of form like Liverpool could score 5 goals on their heads when they don't have Davinson Sanchez. And that's from Galatasaray fans.
Okay,
that's where I get my confidence.
Okay. I mean, that's a fair point, and you know, and Galatasaray fans are entitled to their opinion. And from what I've seen of Liverpool this season, put it this way: we're 1-0 down, and I know what you're going to say. It's a Wednesday night. It's under the lights. It's at Anfield, and they've got no away fans there. That means jack shit. The fans have started to talk with their feet. Look how many walked out yesterday. Right. The thing is,
there was booze yesterday as well, wasn't there?
I'm going to predict it here now, and you can all shoot me down afterwards if I'm wrong. And
we will.
I like humble pie. When Galatasaray score on Wednesday night, which they will, because we give every fucking team a chance and they take it. We don't take any chances. Right? Fact, we didn't take any against Spurs and we created enough. But the thing is, here's my question then. If when Liverpool go out on Wednesday night to Galatasaray, not if, when, because they will, when they go out on Wednesday night, would Ernest Slot be sacked straight away?
Yes.
He should. He should. But
I just want to say one thing here now. When you are so adamant that we lose against...
I am adamant, yeah.
When we go through on Wednesday, I do not want to hear you yapping about, oh, lucky this or lucky that, or we shouldn't have, or this or that. You're just going to pull down your trousers, bend over and say, I was fucking wrong, okay?
Well, okay. Well, the thing is, this leads me on to the next point then.
What I will say, though, is I do agree when Galatasaray score, that's why I've been saying, like...
They will score, Ben.
Yeah, we do need to score 3 minimum on Wednesday, because do you trust this team to keep a clean sheet against a team with Ozyman on it? No.
Well, do you?
No.
Do you? Well, okay. So from what you saw yesterday, do you trust the midfield as well?
It depends if Szoboszlai's in the midfield as an 8. If he's an 8, I believe we can beat any team. It's when Szoboszlai's at right back or as a 10. That's when I lose faith.
Szoboszlai should be the 10. Your number 8's Gravenberch is an 8. Gravenberch should be playing as an 8.
Why did we stop calling it central midfielder, defending midfielder, and attacking midfielder? Why is everything now suddenly a 6, a 5, and a 4, and 3.5? What the fuck is that about?
Easier to pronounce, isn't it? It's easier.
Are we so lazy we can't send a defensive holding midfielder? Is that so difficult to say?
Well,
no, he's a 6, he's a 2, and he's a 3.5. I hate that about modern football.
Just to make you feel a little bit better, Brentford are winning 1-0.
I know that ages ago here in Norway.
Which puts them 2 points behind Liverpool.
Who scored the goal? FPL purposes.
I shall tell you.
It was Coyote.
Oh, you go! I never opened my mouth there, Ben. Right, so which leads me on to that. Go on.
I had Coyote in my FPL team for 7 weeks and he did absolutely nothing. I sell him and he scored.
And that's why I don't play fantasy Premier League, because I don't want anyone else to do good enough.
You've been playing Steven Gerrard Championship Manager, man, haven't you?
No. I just play fantasy FPL for bragging rights over group chats on Twitter.
So, which takes me on to the second part and probably the most important part of the dissection of Sunday afternoon. Ernest Slot. Now, I would say I'm going to let Ben start on Ernest Slot here. You can basically you can talk about his tenure if you want, Ben, from winning the league last season to this season, and what you think going forward in the last 7 games of the season. So you can take it away on Ernest Slot, and then you can take over from Ben, and I'll say my piece later on. But, you can take as long as you want on this now, because I think it's the hot topic, because basically your 2 coaches are there on Sunday. That basically Spurs have been the worst team for the last 2 months. Liverpool have not been far behind. Ernest Slot looks a shadow of himself. And you've got the 2 worst coaches in the league for me at the minute. And we didn't come out on top. So, Ben, what's your thoughts on Ernest Slot?
My thoughts are he's never been an elite coach. I did say that I wasn't, and now home hands up and say I was excited for Slot when he came in. I thought he was going to be some guy. But when I saw ever since the Wolves game last February, I've really been questioning his ideas of football, because it's ever since the start of 2025 he's really been trying to implement his style on the team, and it's ever since the start of 2025 when we've been a shambolic football team, and the reason we won the league last year was because of Klopp's principles and Linda's principles were still in play. The players were fit and they had less to do in training in games so they rarely got injured. Hence why we could field the same 11 so often. Hence why this small squad gimmick worked. And now that he's got his own players and got rid of all the players that had any energy, it's blown up in his face as expected. And anyone with a brain with higher than 5 IQ could have predicted this, could have seen this coming. And yeah, now that it's his squad, he doesn't know what to do. And I also said something about it in February when it was all going well. It's like this squad right now and Klopp's tactics are like a dog driving a car. It's going well for now, and you don't feel, and he's doing well, but at the end of the day, it's still a dog driving a car. So at some point, something's destined to go wrong. And I do think, like on your point on your question earlier, if we lose on Wednesday, if Slot gets sacked, he should, but I don't think he will get sacked after Wednesday. He'll get sacked after Saturday if he is to be sacked, because after the Brighton game, it's an international break. So if he is to be sacked, it'll be after the Brighton game, and that's when the new coach, we have to get our permanent long-term coach, ideally, then, which I think it'll be Alonso, get him in the international break, give him 2 weeks with the players that are around, give him the best of the season to experiment, to get to feels with what he needs in the summer, what we can expect next season. Because that way he has a small pre-season at the end of this season, and then he has the actual pre-season after the World Cup, because that's going to hamper all our pre-season plans.
Yeah.
And I'm very, I'd say as a fan base, we're very graceful with coaches, and that'll have to be no different with Alonso, because fitness-wise, and getting these players back into Premier League intensity shape, he's got a mountain to climb.
Okay, so I have a question for you then. While you're talking about Slot, so we've got 7 games to go, Ben, right? Okay, how can I put this politely?
Do I think we'll win?
Can you honestly see Slot winning 5 out of 7 and qualifying for the top 4, top 5?
To answer the latter part of that question, I do think we can qualify for the top 4/5, just purely because Villa and Chelsea are much better. So we might fluke in because of that. But I don't see Slot or Liverpool winning 5 of the last 7 Prem games, because we've got to go away to Villa, United, Everton.
Yeah.
We've got to play Brentford and Palace still. We always struggle against them too. Oh.
Yeah, we've got to play Chelsea as well, haven't we?
Yeah, I've got to play Chelsea and Fulham. So I think I've just ticked off every game we have left.
Yeah.
They aren't easy games. And those are all teams that play stars.
I don't. I'll get your thoughts on this then. For me, I think there's a lot of shit what's going on behind the scenes which we're not privy to. The only thing I'm 100% certain on in my head is that there's been a massive bust up between him and Curtis Jones.
I reckon
that's why McAllister's starting over him every game, more or less.
Yeah, I agree. There's a few players that don't like him, I reckon, and you can tell by some of the press conferences, like Szoboszlai yesterday. He definitely does not like a lot, and for good reason. This guy's a box-to-box deep line playmaker who should be starting in a pivot, and he's being forced into positions he's not comfortable in, and you can clearly see that every week. In the 2-3 games, every now and again, he is played as an 8 or allowed to roam that way. He plays well, and Liverpool play well. It's no coincidence our few best games of the season come when Szoboszlai's in the pivot with Gravenberch or Jones.
What did you think of Dominic's interview after the game?
He spoke the truth. He spoke the truth and nothing but the truth. The only thing I don't like is that he questioned the fans walking out. The fans paid to go to the game. They have every right to walk out if they feel disappointed. And can you, as a player, can you personally say that you believe you were going to score a winner in that second half after what happened for those 45 minutes? Mm-hmm. Because did we ever look once like scoring the winner?
No.
So you can't blame fans. And then on interviews, what Slot said about the booing after the game was the most hilarious lack of self-awareness I've ever seen ever. Oh, it was probably at the team, at the players, completely avoiding involving himself No, fella. They are very much aimed at you as well, and you particular. You are the coach. You're the primary reason for all of this.
Yeah.
The boos were at you, whether you like it or not. So the lack of self-awareness and the arrogance to think it was only at the players is, and I've said this before and I'll say it all the time, until people listen and understand this, it's the most Dutch thing he could have done. Threw his entire squad under the bus and avoided blame completely.
Yeah.
And that's why you avoid Dutch coaches. They take zero accountability when it goes wrong and all the accountability when it goes right.
Alred, your thoughts on Arne Slot?
Well, no matter who comes in, if anybody comes in, will not be able to do anything really better because the players are so out of form because of lack of training, and that's not done in a night anyway. Listening to young Padawan here, I'm kind of looking forward to international break for once. Maybe we get a new manager in or interim. I don't really care. When it comes to the tactical dispositions, that's the biggest issue in my book. Together with the lack of training or the lack of regime or the lack of discipline or whatever you want to call it. As I've stated earlier, we have the best. He's complained that we can't use long throws when Gomez isn't there. Now Gomez is playing, but he's a central defender or a 4 or whatever the fuck you want to call it. And then we don't do it because he's in the wrong position. We have the best midfielder in Premier League maybe at the right back. We have players he doesn't trust, his players he doesn't use. There is so much wrong here that the ball fraud just has to go. When we started having this discussion in October, November, I give him time. We had the Salah incident and everything, and there was a little bit disturbance. We had, all right, he has a little bit time. He has goodwill to try and turn it around. And we play the same game now in March that we did in September. There is no development in 6 months. And I just just let me finish. And when there's no development in 6 months, why is there going to be a development in another 6 months? There isn't any.
Can I bounce off that point? Yeah, and it's very true. And there's a saying, isn't there? Really, I think teachers have, or people have the saying about teachers in classrooms. I don't know if it's true. I'll have to ask someone I know who knows all about this. But if one student is underperforming in a class, you can pin it down to the student just struggling or not understanding.
Yeah.
If the entire classroom is struggling, like our entire squad is, it's clearly a problem with the teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And look at our entire squad struggling, and it's been struggling since August. Except we covered it up in August in September with a couple of good late winners.
And I looked at the game and I did some notes at the game. We are slow, we are static, we are still making junior mistakes all over the pitch. We don't press the opposing team when they have the ball, especially when it comes to crosses. Doesn't matter who it is, it's right back or left back. It doesn't matter who it is. We stand 15, 20 yards away, put our hands on the back and hope he hits us. I'm not saying you're going to rush him and get pulled off, but you have to. We're not trying, and as Ben said, I've been in that situation, Ben. I went 1 year. I got straight A's in one of the majors, and the next year I almost failed.
As a student or as a teacher?
As a student, and I wasn't the only one. The whole class almost failed.
So the teacher was not good.
Yeah. And with another teacher, I got an A. With a new teacher, the whole class almost failed. So I agree with you. Very good point, and very good example as well. And when you're doing all these tactical dispositions that doesn't work in 8 months, and you don't try anything new, Where's the will? Where's the thinking out of the box? Where is the knowledge to try and do better? And the only good thing I can say about when it comes to Rio and he's not been playing, that's a blessing in disguise because he's the only player that has energy now. The rest are tired.
It's lots of treatment of Rio and Leone in a way of like. I know I said he needs to play more, which he does. He deserves way more minutes than McAllister, Kane, so does Jones. But the way they've not been forced into starters, have relied upon, like we kind of relied upon Bajcetic in 2023. That's good because now their careers have been prolonged.
But my point is, I don't see any tactical development.
Yeah, I agree.
If you haven't been able to get rid or limit the number of personal errors we're doing, if you haven't been able to adjust the press or adjust anything in fucking 8 months.
The thing is, Slot said it himself. He's trying so many things to do it. He's trying so many different tweaks and adjustments, but nothing's working. Wonder why?
What tweets?
That's what I want to know. What tweaks? Because clearly,
what is he trying? Is he trying to stay on the golf course and trying a sandwich instead of a pitching wedge? I mean, what the fuck is he trying?
That's the sign of a bad coach. That he's self-claimed that he's tried everything he possibly can, and it's still not working, and showing no signs of working.
But that could also explain why everybody's running around like headless chickens, because they get so many different and suddenly, okay, what was it this week? Okay, no, that was last week. I mean, it's just jibber jabber, like they said in Big Bang. It's just fucking jibber jabber. It's not.
Just to give you something else to chew on, then while you're covering your part on Arne Slot. I don't know if you saw it or not, but Spurs actually covered 9k more than what Liverpool covered on Sunday. This is the team what's 16th in the league, and they ran 9k more than what we did.
And half the team out.
They could have had 9 players on the pitch, and it wouldn't surprise me. As long as you do proper training sessions, you're going to be a fitter team than Liverpool.
We could have played another 90 minutes without scoring a goal. 2-1.
So anyway, Albert, carry on before I say my piece on Arne Slot.
No, but as I said, I've been adamant that he should had a chance. I mean, I've said for a long time that he should at least get to the Arsenal game on the New Year's. And I thought that was a good idea in my head, whatever I know. But because then he needed to time from Salah, who needed, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. And that didn't help. And it's been steadily shit all the way. With that, we had 1 or 2 games somewhere in there that's been decent. Yeah, decent.
The Sunderland game and the Marseille game. I'm not counting Carabag. Like, come on, no. It's Carabag.
I agree. So the highlights are so few, and that means they're just flukes or luck or
just that we outpowered the opponent because we have a £750 million squad in comparison.
Yeah. So it was just luck or circumstances that made us win that game. It was not because we did something right.
Or individual brilliance like Canate against Sunderland or something.
So I mean, I like that Liverpool is a club that don't do rash decisions. I like that we don't lose 2 games and have 6 managers in one season. I like all that. But you have to fucking open your eyes. I mean, as I said, there has been no improvement in 8 months. 8 months.
The last thing I'll say before Craig goes on his little waffle is that if Slot goes, Edwards and Hughes have to go with him.
I agree.
Because
that's not going to happen.
It probably won't happen.
No, it probably won't. But I agree, Ben. They're as culpable, mate.
Because if you keep one or both of them, you're just going to go down the same path United have gone down since Fergie left. Keeping directors that they make poor decisions based on ego and the fact that they just can do it if they want to.
I could in a pinch keep Edwards.
No, I'd rather keep Hughes than Edwards, to be honest, because like I do think Edwards is the big data nerd and whatnot, and what he says has to go. Like he is very egocentric, and the only way I see him leaving is if Tom Werner or John Henry undermine his power and his position in the club and slot themselves. Because
Great.
Well, from what I've read tonight, this after about tea time it was. Apparently, Tom Werner wasn't happy with what he heard at the full-time whistle. Now, I watched something this morning on YouTube. Now, apparently, this is not the first time this season it's happened at Anfield when we've been beaten or we've drawn, that the boos are actually audio boos done by Sky. And it's the fourth time this has happened that Sky put audio boos in that Liverpool are being booed off.
No, I don't think that they were audio boos because I saw videos from like the what is it, Anfield Road lower near the Kenny stand. I saw videos of, and it was, the boos were so loud you could hear the cop boo and you could hear the Kenny, the main. So I think you could hear.
I've seen that as well.
Yeah, there was so many. It was definitely real boos. Maybe it happened in the past.
For me personally, I don't condone it, but they're within the rights because you pay your money. You pay your money, you're entitled to vent your feelings. You know, at least before I say my bit on Ernie Slot, at least the Liverpool fans got rid of the frustration that way, not like what the Everton fans did at Arsenal when they were fighting amongst each other. I don't know if you've seen the footage of that.
Yeah, I saw the context. I saw the context as well.
Yeah.
Tierno Barry invited some of his friends.
Yeah.
And they supported Arsenal when Arsenal scored the winner. They were celebrating very loudly. So if anything, I applaud the Everton fans because you are an absolute sausage for going in the away end to support the home team. Like you deserve. And again, actually, I think I should let you say your piece on the slot because there's.
Well, Ernie Slot, I mean.
But I want to end this before we end the stream. There's something I want to say about what you said about like fans condoning boos and whatnot.
Well, I mean, I don't condone it because I was brought up never to boo, but football's changed.
I want to say my piece on that. Yeah. You've done your piece on Slot.
I'll say my piece on Ernie Slot, but basically, I mean, what I've wrote down here, there's two questions, and we've already answered one of them. If Liverpool get beat on Wednesday night, should he be sacked? But I wrote down here, is Ernie Slot in a precarious position? Yes, I think he is. He is in a precarious position. But I think the only defence I've got for Ernie Slot are two things. Ernie Slot has gone through something no other manager has had to go through in Premier League history and will ever go through again. The mitigating circumstances of what happened in the summer. No other managers had to deal with that. And it's only since Scotland qualified for the World Cup and Queen Keller left and went to Brentford, they've both come out and said how they were feeling and how it affected them. So I think when the season's over, you'll get more of the squad coming out and saying how it's actually affected them. But in terms of Ernie Slot as a coach, I think he won the title and he'll always be remembered for that. And he'll always be great. And Liverpool fans will be grateful for that because he brought us number 20, which puts us level with our biggest rival. And they can't sing 20 times Man United anymore. So I'll always be thankful to him for that, to my dying breath. But I think in case of Ernie Slot, I mean, the game on Sunday, it should have been a cakewalk and it turned into a mess. I mean, we had a situation where Hugo Ekitike, we were 4-on-2. Ekitike had the ball and he could have played it to Salah or Szoboszlai, and Ekitike turned into Darwin Núñez and decided he had to think about what he was going to do. Now, purely that's got to come from the coach for me.
No, with Ekitike, I think it's just him being too raw.
And with Ernie Slot, how much more do we need to see before we decide that we need to make the change or we get rid in the summer? How much more do we have to see? He's not going to turn it round in the next 7 games. And I think, people are saying he inherited Jurgen's squad and we won the league. Fine, they can say that if they want. We still had to win the league. But I honestly think if last season, forget winning the league and how good it was, if last season was his first season, he wouldn't have lasted till Christmas. If we were playing the way we are now, he'd have been gone by Christmas.
You mean if this season was his first season?
So if we hadn't won the league and we were playing how we have been, he'd have been. He wouldn't have seen. Yeah, he'd have been gone by Christmas. We'd have had a new manager in by now.
Greg, can I say something real quick? Yeah, there's a point someone made that I agreed with heavily. This season is a taste into what would have happened if we won the league in 13-14 under Rodgers. This season is exactly what would have happened under Rodgers.
Well, the thing is, I mean, Brendan Rodgers comes in for a lot of stick, and I mean, I've not got nothing against Brendan Rodgers because basically, if you look back, he were 2 games away from winning the league, and he was unlucky. But I mean, Gerard Houllier and Rafa Benitez, it wasn't all sunshine and roses with them two either. Look how Rafa ended up leaving. There were banners for Houllier to coming out on the cop to leave. I mean, but getting back to Arne Slot, when I watch his press conferences now and I listen to his interviews after games, he's already beginning to sound like a former Liverpool manager. He already looks like it as well.
You're brave for being able to tough those out.
For me, and I think if Liverpool beat Galatasaray on Wednesday, my gut instinct's telling me they won't. But if they do, it's just a stay of execution until PSG rock up, because PSG are knocking us out, whichever way you look at it.
Intervention happens.
If we beat Galatasaray, listen, you can be anti-PSG all you want. They could put the B team out and beat us with their eyes closed. But
Surely, yes, you could beat us.
But for me, I mean, my question is, we're not going to be. You can forget the FA Cup because we're not beating City away in that, so that's gone. We're not winning the Champions League. So here's my question to you both: do you make the switch now, or do you wait until the summer? Now, I think the only reason they've not got rid of him is because the person who they wanted to bring in wasn't available.
Or
didn't want to come in, which was either Enrique or Alonso. I think they had a list, and Eric Ten Hag wasn't on that list, and they've gone, hang on a minute, we'll stick with Arne Slot until we get who we want.
If Ten Hag was even considered, I'm retiring from football supporting. I'm just gonna go watch golf.
So I think, so my question to you both is, we're not going to win the FA Cup, right? We're not going to win the Champions League. So do you make the switch now with 7 games to go to guarantee you finish in the top 4, or do you wait until the summer? That's my question to you both regarding Arne Slot now.
I really don't care about top 4 anymore, because I've come to terms with we're not going to get that. If nothing really changes, we can get it, but for my self-worth and sanity, I've said that's fucked off. We can't do it. But if we're going to have a chance of getting it, it's not with this man.
I've said now, second slot isn't just about saving top 4 or Champions League football next season. It's about giving the manager the time to know what he needs next season and in the summer.
Well, this is where I agree with you 100%, Ben, because whoever we bring in, he's not going to get a pre-season because of the World Cup.
Not a proper pre-season anyway.
And I was reading some stuff on social media yesterday, and I don't know how true it is. I don't know whether you've read the same thing, Ben, or not. But I was reading something, and apparently our former manager Jurgen Klopp, he's absolutely seething with what's gone on at Liverpool, and apparently he's ready to step in until the end of the season to sort it out. I can't see that happening. I can't see that happening. I can't.
Maybe he might be mad at Liverpool, what's happening at Liverpool, but because he's a fan, he loves the club. but I doubt he's privately or publicly said he's ready to step in for a guy who's rejected the Germany job, the Real Madrid job, probably the PSG job. He's probably turned down every possible high-paying job in the world. He's not going to come back to Liverpool.
I mean, I've coached under 16s, under 15s at football, and from my coaching and what I used to do and what I've seen, all that stands out to me is that you've got a squad of world-class players here at Liverpool who are quite clearly not listening to their coach. They're not listening to Arne Slot under any circumstances now.
Like you said there, Craig, we need a manager now because, as you said, we don't have a preseason, and if we sack Slot in June or May or whatever it is, and then the new manager is going to come in and he's going to say, "Hi guys," and they're fucking off to the World Cup, and then the transfers is going to be done like we did with Chiesa. So Edwards and Hughes are going to say, "Oh, we're going to need this, and we're going to need this, and we're going to need this." And the new manager has new players that he probably doesn't want, and we're all going again. We're going to be united.
Say our primary target is Nagelsmann, which I hope isn't the case.
I hope so either.
Yeah, you're gonna have to wait until at least mid-July for him to come to work, because you assume he's going to go to at least the quarterfinals of the World Cup with Germany, and then when that's done, he'll want a bit of time off to reflect on what happened at the World Cup, grieve a little bit, because he'll be upset that he couldn't win the tournament, and then he'll want just time off in general to relax a little bit, because he's earned after a 110 tournament, and then
why are we now looking after him?
Oh.
Nagelsmann, when did he become an issue? What isn't Enrique or Alonso the main targets for Liverpool?
In my mind, Enrique shouldn't be thought about unless some divine miracle happens. Because why would he leave PSG?
New challenge, the same reason why players leave clubs. New challenge.
Yeah, but he could say PSG do go and win the UCL like Craig thinks. Wouldn't the challenge of potentially three-peating and equaling Madrid's three-peating be better than rebuilding Liverpool?
But that's probably one of the best managers who's not going to Real Madrid.
Well,
Enrique will never get to Real Madrid.
Enrique has also been linked to Man United, so
that's the point of what I'm trying to say. Why would he leave PSG when he could equal a team he hates, by the way, because he's La Masia, he's Barca through and through.
Yeah,
he could equal Real Madrid's best achievement. Why would he leave to come and rebuild Liverpool? In a job, by the way, which wouldn't suit him because he wouldn't have complete control unless Edwards left. Enrique wants control, like Klopp.
I read something tonight, Ben, regarding Liverpool, and apparently the new manager what comes in, he's going to be given complete control over transfers, and if Edwards and Hughes don't agree to it, apparently they're going to be dismissed.
They should be dismissed anyway once Slot's gone. You don't keep the same structure in place when a manager's gone. That's how you become United.
You shouldn't, but every club does.
Anyhow, you wanted to say something, Ben, so far away, mate.
Yeah, it's about booing. I think, especially within this fan base, the concept of booing gets demonized in a way it shouldn't be.
Mm-hmm.
People are too scared of undermining the values of "you'll never walk alone" to hold these players to Liverpool Football Club standards. What they've served up this season, what this manager has served up this season, has been nothing short of abhorrent, unacceptable.
I agree.
All those fancy buzzwords you can use about bad things happening. Yeah. These players deserve to hear the fans' emotions. These fans pay hundreds of thousands of pounds going to Anfield or travelling across Europe every season. And that's what you're giving. 45 minutes of getting off lightly versus Spurs with a draw, by the way, letting an ex-Everton player celebrate and do his stupid celebration in front of the cup.
Yeah.
The fact it was only a couple of the fans is letting them off lightly. They deserve to be walking off that entire squad after the final game should do a public walk of shame down the Strand. That's how bad it's been.
I agree. And the one thing I will say, I agree with you completely, Ben. I mean, if I'd have been in the stadium on Sunday, I wouldn't have booed because I've not been brought up that way, but I wouldn't have been happy. But let me put it this way. On Wednesday night, when Liverpool get knocked out the Champions League, the boos will get louder. Rest assured.
Wednesday night.
But here's my thing. My local club, we have the same thing. We don't boo. We don't do it. But we do. Because the rare occasions we do, it means something. And,
exactly.
and
that's what I say as well. If you get booed by Anfield, that should be your sign as an owner or a director to sack that manager or tell these players they are no longer in safe hands. They should, and all of them are on the transfer list. Okay, you're getting booed by Anfield.
Okay,
and that is a powerful thing to have, because as I said, I don't boo either, but I have booed when you do it at the right time, like this is. Like, okay, I mean, how many games are we in? 30?
I think.
Yeah, 30.
42 games, 50 games into the season.
but Premier League games, 30, and then the clubs and everything. 31. If this isn't the time to boo, then there's something wrong. And I agree, this is the perfect time, and this is a message, because as you said, when Anfield boos, that is a sure sign that the fans have lost faith in the team, the squad, the manager, whatever it is, and it is time for a change. And if the owners don't listen to that, they are way off.
I agree, 100%. Here's my question to you both then. So both of you, you're Mo Salah, you're on 400 grand a week. Do you really care that people are booing you? I don't think he does.
Yeah. Of course he does. People like to run this narrative with a lot of our foreign players for some reason, even some of the scouters and the youth players, that they don't care because they're on such and such amount of money. I do think a part of that is very insulting to these players. Someone like Salah, especially, who's committed so much of his life and given so much to us as fans, to this club.
Yeah, but all his children are born here. I mean, he's a Liverpoolian. I mean, to say that he doesn't care is stupid.
It's an insult of the highest order to Mo Salah and his legacy to say that he doesn't care because he's on big money. He's earned that money because he's a London.
You think he cares? No, he doesn't care.
Oh, he definitely cares.
Yeah, he cares.
It's because he's given 9 years and he's seen this club in its best, and now it's at its worst.
Yes, his kids are born on Merseyside. The passports are, the birth certificates will say Liverpool, United Kingdom. But when he leaves in the summer, his kids will go with him. Yeah, he'll still be a Liverpool fan, but he'll be thanks very much, and he'll be look after yourself. So like Ernie Slot, when he's gone in the summer, rest assured,
you can't compare Slot to him.
No, it's like Ernie Slot. Rest assured, Ernie Slot's done something what Rafa didn't do, what Houllier didn't do, what Brendan Rodgers didn't do, what Roy Hodgson's not done. Ernie Slot's won the league title, right? You can't take it away from him. So wherever he goes after Liverpool in the summer, he will be successful elsewhere. Rest assured, he will.
Yeah, but that's like saying if Magic Johnson goes down to the junior league in Norway and plays basketball there, of course he's going to be successul. Because he's 8 feet tall and he's played in the NBA and is going to destroy everybody here.
But like you said, and like I said earlier on in the stream, the fans have started to talk with the feet now. That's not a good sign. When people are leaving early, before the end, right? Not 5 minutes, they were leaving earlier. That's a dangerous sign. That's a dangerous sign. And, Wednesday night could be, I'm not saying it will, but Wednesday night could be Arnie Slot's last game.
It should have been 2 months ago.
For logistical purposes, I just don't think any other game but the Brighton game, if he is to be sacked, will be his last game. They won't sack him 2 days before a prime game.
I agree with that, Ben. But here is my issue. If first of all, if they have blind faith in this dumb idiot and he's going to turn this around, on what grounds are they having that belief? That's the first question. The second question is, if they don't have belief in him and is seeing the warning signs and the fans leaving and booing and everything like that, why are they not sacking him? Because if they want Alonso, he's available. I understand he wasn't available in November, but he is now, and it can't be that much money we are saving by waiting until May.
One word to answer both questions: delusion.
Okay, that's as good as anyone.
So that again.
It's delusion. If you think he's the guy to turn it around, it's delusional. If you think the owners and Edwards and whatnot, like if you think he's the guy, Slot's the guy, it's delusion.
No, basically for me, we're on the Titanic and Ernie Slot's arranging the deck chairs. Why? We're sinking.
Slot was the iceberg.
Why is he arranging the deck chairs when we're already sinking? Nobody's going to sit.
Edward and Hughes arranging the deck works, and Slot was this iceberg.
So other thing is we've got 8 league games to go. We've got an FA Cup, quarter final.
Yeah, that's one game.
We've got an FA Cup quarter final and a Champions League quarter final. So basically, Liverpool could end up trophyless and not in the Champions League next season, which basically
will end up trophyless.
Is a car crash of a season, and we're going to go into the summer with open heart surgery again.
And that's the shitty part. The icing on the cake after this shitty season is to seeing the World Cup in a dictatorship with an orange fruit going around like he's kind of Kim Jong-un or something. I mean,
I'm just going to try and enjoy the football. I know that we'll discuss this in the chat or something. I'm just going to enjoy the football. It's a distraction from Liverpool, isn't it?
I will try and enjoy it.
So Iran playing Guatemala is a good football?
Well, I've watched this team for 10 months. I think I can handle Iran if they even bother turning up.
Well, apparently Iran are not going to be in the World Cup because they've been advised not to travel for their own safety by Mr. Trump.
They wouldn't be let in by Trump. They want to play the game in Mexico.
He's advised them against it.
Yeah. Well, shall we wrap it up?
I mean, it's been good, but I mean, I don't know if you saw the news earlier that Chelsea have been fined £10.75 million
again,
and a 1-year transfer ban suspended for 2 years, but they've also been suspended from signing academy-wise for 8 seasons, I think it is.
No, for 1 season, I think.
Is it 1 year?
Yeah, just 1 year. Which
is a good thing. The academy or the first team?
Academy. The suspended transfer bans for the first team.
Yeah, the academy's been done as well, haven't they?
Which is a good thing for us because it means they can't take Josh Abe.
They're going to do the same thing they did last time. They're going to appeal and they're going to sign 2 new teams, and then the ban gets upheld, and then they don't need to sign any new players.
That's the thing. By the time the appeal process is ended, the ban will be over, and the transfer ban for first team players is suspended. So they would have to commit another offence. So they'll just walk on a tightrope for 2 years whilst that ban is hanging over their heads.
It's
like a suspended prison sentence.
Yeah.
I understand now.
Okay, guys. So that wraps this one up, which has been an extremely interesting conversation with Aaron and Ben on the debacle by Tottenham Hotspur. And the good thing we can do we've done Tottenham a favour. We've kept the manager in a job for 7 days or so. Igor Tudor.
It's going to be so funny on Sunday when they get beat 5-0 by Forest.
Before I wrap up and say good night, I'll get your predictions for that game then, because I'm not going to be watching the League Cup final. I'm going to be watching that. So, what do you think, Ben? What's your prediction for the Forest Tottenham game?
Well, before I give you a prediction,
Tottenham Forest was Forest away.
Yeah, I'm going to ease your mind with deciding which game to watch between the League Cup and that game. Because the League Cup's at 4:30, that game's at 2:15. You'll have plenty of time to watch both.
I'm not watching the League Cup final, man. No, thanks.
Yeah, Forfest anyway.
Forecast, yeah.
3-1 Forest.
3-1.
Prediction. Yeah.
Well, I know my brother's not going to give me prediction. He doesn't do that.
I'll leave that to you guys.
Right. So from me, from Elrin and Ben, have a wonderful evening, what's left of it. And we will see you on the next one on Red TV. And hopefully we'll all be in a better mood. We might do a post-match stream after the game on Wednesday night, depending on how the result goes. But I'll leave that up to the brother to decide. So from me, take care, good night, God bless. Hey.